Hi, purchasing class. How are you? Nice to see you. I wanted to review with you this assignment for week number 5. This is all about a make or buy analysis. So, if you have a restaurant that you're running, managing, owning, and you're trying to figure out what's best, should we buy the product that's already prepared or should we make it ourselves? This is reviewed in chapter number 5 in your book. So, if you go to page 96 in your book, you can read about the make or buy analysis and how it's how it's put together. And then this assignment is basically just an example of a make or buy analysis, and I want you to go through the steps to complete this. If you go to page, I think it's page 102 in your book, this is question number 15. So what they're asking here is you have to decide whether your restaurant should buy fudge cakes that are made by a local bakery, or should your restaurant make them themselves? So some of the things that you have to think about when you're doing this make or buy analysis is, first of all, do I have the staff that can make a cake? So do I have qualified staff that's trained to do this properly? Do I have the ability to store the ingredients that are necessary? Do I have the right equipment? Do I have the right tools? So some things that you have to take into consideration, and then you have to figure out basically what the math is for the ingredients for the recipe. So what you do is you figure out all the ingredients for the recipe and how much you need. For example, for to make one cake, how much of each product do you need? You have to know, of course, how much you paid for that product, and then you have to break down those costs so you can figure out how much it costs to make one cake. And then you'll be able to decide whether or not, once you know the cost of the cake to make it, you'll be able to decide if it's worth it to make it or should you buy it. So when you review this in Blackboard, you'll go into the coursework section and click on the assignment, and you'll scroll down, and you'll see first of all, we have the list of the prices. So how much it costs for shortening per pound, cake flour. It lists through all the prices. And then what we have to do is we have to convert those prices to the amount of ingredients that we're using. So for example, if you look at the recipe, we're using shortening, and we're going to be needing 12 ounces of shortening. Okay. So what that means we have to do, we know that we've paid 32 cents per pound for that shortening, right? But we only need 12 ounces of that pound. So what we do, if you look here, you take 32 cents because that's how much a pound costs. You have to break that down so you can figure out how much an ounce costs. So you divide 0.32 by 16, and that will give you 0.02. Okay, so it costs us 0.02 cents for 1 ounce of shortening. You need 12 ounces, so you need to multiply the 0.02 by the 12 in order to come up with the cost of the ingredient, which is 24 cents. So it costs us 24 cents to use the shortening in this cake. So I've done that. I've broken down each ingredient using the prices from above. Always remember you need to break down the price into per pound or per ounce or per cup, so then you can figure out how much you've used. So if you follow the examples of the math I've given for each ingredient, what I then want you to do is do the math for the cocoa powder and for the baking soda. Okay. Once you have those amounts figured out for those two, and again, just follow the formulas that I have for the other ingredients. Once you have those two ingredients figured out, then you're going to add up all of the ingredients so that you'll know the total cost of the cake. I broke down the labor for you. As you can see, it costs $9.25 an hour to hire this employee, and we have to pay them I think it's for insurance, another $1.50 an hour. So it costs us 45 cents for the labor. That's divided by 24 cakes per hour. So figure out what the total cost is for the cake, and then you can decide, depending on how much it costs to make it, what you're going to have to pay $6 to buy it from a local purveyor. So then it's up to you. Once you know the cost of the cake, should you buy it? Should you make it? And then explain to me a little bit why you came up with that decision. What are some of the things that you considered in order to make that decision? In your answer, I want your answer whether yes, you should make it or buy it. those three things that you had to think about. And then I also just want to see the answer for the cocoa, for the baking soda, and the total cost of the cake. Okay. Please, as always, send me an email, call me, text me, come see me in person if you need help with this. This is the first bit of math that we're getting into. So I'm trying to make it as simple as possible, but this is something that you do need to know. Make or buy analysis is something that would come up in your future in the restaurant world. So just yell if you need help. I'm always here for you. Have fun with this. Go have a piece of chocolate cake when you're done. Okay, all. Thanks.